Shalom. Shalom. Shalom, my people. Shalom, my people. Shalom, my people. This is a wonderful day that the Lord has made for us. And I'm here this Saturday, which is the Sabbath, which is the day we're supposed to be really celebrating. I know I'll be on here and I'll be trying to get a word out because the word is very important. Because at this day and time, we getting ready to get into the end time. You ever heard of the name of that movie called End Game? With the Avengers, that's where we at. And today's drink, I got Arabic, Hawaiian coffee, and it is good. It is good. Coffee is good for you when you got the original coffee, not just the coffee just to be drinking it, but this is coffee is beneficial for your body and everything. It kept cleans you out, and it's good. If it's from nature, so when you get this coffee from nature instead of man-made, which is hard to find. Because a lot of this stuff is not man-made anymore. Because right now they have passed a law where they can artificially make meat and put it in the market, but I think they have to tell you that it's artificial meat. So this is where we at now. You know, seen the movie The Metric. The Metric, when the guy was sitting at the table and the man said, "You know, that's not real steak," but he said, "I'm enjoying it because it tastes like a real steak." But that's what they're giving us. They don't tell how long they've been doing it, but it's just not coming out. So it's been here. We've been noticing meat, been tasting different. The chicken is slimy. We know that. But I've been watching the news and we've been getting some crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Everything going on the earth, the world. We know that the world about to come to an end. We see where over there in Spain where over 30 million people protested. So nobody going to work. So it's coming to an end. The world from going to collapse. You got our president over there in England. He don't know where he at. He's stomach. It's an embarrassment. They know that the United States is the joke. When the Bible says that great Babylon, when the city gonna be laughing at it. This is Babylon, so they laughing at us behind the scenes. Some of them laughing out. They're not even taking us serious. You know what I mean? You got a president that's nibbling on kids, little kids, and the girls scared. You know what I'm saying? They nibbling on. They have to touch him to make him back off. Cause guess what? That pedophilia coming out. You know, it's coming out, and they can't stop it. You had the Pope Francis or whatever it was. No, I'm sorry, not the Pope. No, not the Pope. It was the guy from India, the one that's supposed to be like I guess the head over the Indians, the India. And he had the little kid, grabbed the little kid, kissed him in the mouth. I mean, you got the popes and they baptizing the baby. They're about to drown the baby. So the stuff is coming out, but we just need to open our eyes to pay attention to what's going on. Like, and you got the government, the federal government. Coming out now, they got to come out with it because they know where we at. They know people waking up, so they're trying to get rid of TikTok, trying to get rid of. They don't really care too much about Facebook and Instagram because there's a bunch of foolery on there. There's a bunch of foolery on there, and, just acting dumb and stupid and ignorant. They showing us at the Essence Award, all our women can do is just shake their tail. And guess what? Another woman made a statement, and I agree with it. They said it looked like a bunch of dogs in heat. You ever seen dogs when they drag butt, or they got some kind of infection or something? They drag their butt because they trying to itch and scratch themselves. That's what a woman look like when they be tricking, when they were doing Essence Award or festival. That don't really turn into a hood show. It just, you might as well just go in your hood. You can see the same thing. You got our women being disgraceful, just nasty. I tell you what, if it weren't for the Most High, I almost hate black women. If it weren't for the Most High, instilled in me, because guess what? The stuff they're doing right now is an embarrassment to the world. It's like when you see them, you embarrassed because of the stuff they carry themselves. I see a lot more men waking up to the Most High than you see women waking up. I ain't saying they ain't, but the women are so vocal with doing what they do on stage and everywhere. I mean, I know other women have to be embarrassed too. You can't see and tell me you're not embarrassed of your sisters and when they do, but you're scared to correct them. You won't correct them. And it's just sad, but we are in that time right now. If you go read Isaiah 3, and start at about 15 or 16, you'll see where we at about why the women are doing what they're doing. If you got the Apocrypha, go read. If you want to know why the women are acting the way, go to Isaiah 3:16 and read the 4:1, and you will see what's going on. And then if you really want to know about how women acting, why they're acting the way they're acting at this point in the time, go to read Ecclesiasticus. It's in the Apocrypha, and so I think it started off in chapter 25, and just read chapter 25, read all of it. and you will see what it is. You will see what God think of our women today. Our women are the daughters of Zion. Put to carry themselves in a certain way, but they're not. But what I want to get to is because the message is really kind of short, and I just want to give out some prayers and thank you. I just want to thank you for the Most High for dealing with my mom the way she's doing, because she's going through a trying period right now. She's in the hospital, but I want to give God the glory and thank Him for what's going on and what He's doing with the new technology they have. And I want to thank God for giving her a lovely life. And she's 82 years old, so she done been on the earth for a while. So I just want to thank the Most High for what He's doing in her life, and thank the Most High for getting the wisdom that I'm getting for her, because when I ask all kind of deep questions about when she was a teenager, and she just enlightened me on everything and what's going on. She told me about, because you got to remember, she born in 1941. Her mama was born in 1920. And my mama grandmother was born in the 1900s. So she got a chance to see her grandma, and her grandma taught her and told her some things that was going on. And basically, it's 10 times fold. It's sometimes the stuff she don't even want to talk about, but they're still doing it. But we're still trusting in our enemy. And basically, my mama 82 and her mother were born in 1920. So I don't know how she would be right about now. Maybe 100 and some years old, and her grandma would be 100 and some years old. So what I'm saying is that the information that my mom got from them and I'm getting from my mom, we are in the same situation. And the Bible tells us, I think it's in Deuteronomy 7:15, that we should vote for a king that look like us. We are voting for people that don't look like us and don't care nothing about us. We've been voting the Democratic Party, and they are the main ones that have us in the situation that we are in now. But nobody want to understand. Nobody want to see the knowledge in what's going on in this world. It's like we're just talking in vain, and we are going backwards. Because guess what? In Deuteronomy 28:68, God said, "No man shall buy you." In Greek and Hebrew words, that means no man shall redeem you. So God is taking everything back to let you know that these men that y'all worship, that y'all thought gave you something, I'm showing you that they don't sustain, because God is taking everything back. We are going backwards. No voting. They already killing you, the dogs, the hanging, and lesser jobs, and poison your water. Now I seen a place in Nigeria where they got to have, it's like a credit card, and they at this machine, they got like pipes coming out of it, and you have to stick your card in there to get fresh water. God said in Deuteronomy, if you read Deuteronomy 15-68, you'll see the curses. He said that you'll be in want of all things from your enemy. So you have to get clean water from them, because now they're finding feces in the water, and they're finding fertilizer in the water. So you have to go buy water. I had to go to the store yesterday and bought 3 cases of Zephyr Hill water, because we can't even drink the water out of the faucet. Remember when back in the day, you used to drink the water out of the faucet? Now you can't. You can't drink the water out of the faucet now. So we're in want of them for all things. You get in food. God said you're in want for food. Like I took my grandson and me, and we were gonna go get a passport. And here I am getting a passport, and this a foreign guy asking me for my birth certificate. A guy, clearly a foreign guy. He like he might have come from, I don't know where he come from, but he's a foreign guy. Asking me for my ID, my birth certificate. So you're not free. So people who think you're free and offer you got a country, you gotta get a passport. You can't even travel no more. You can't even go on a cruise. You can't do nothing without a passport now. So they still own us. And what I want to get to is about the government. The government knows everything. Don't think they don't. They know everything. The smallest thing. They can cut you off. They can cut you off here when you are on YouTube. They can cut your messages off. They cannot show you. They cannot promote you. They can say, well, we'll limit your number. They can limit the way you're being spoken. And you think you should be high your number, you should, but they are limited to your numbers. So you don't know where you stand. They don't let people who come with foolery. You can get on the show where you start talking about this most high word. They don't want you to get on that. So what I'm going to tell you about what the government is doing. What the government is doing is that this is what they're doing, folks. I'm going to tell you something right now. They know about the UFOs. The UFOs are not the creatures. See, it's scriptures in the Bible where God calls us aliens, because guess what? We're in a different land. We're not in our natural habitat. Our natural habitat is Jerusalem. See, but they want to tell you it's Africa, but Africa's the one that had you. All that is part of Africa, but we was over there in Jerusalem. They separated by building the Suez Canal. where they take all the port at, where you get out. They dig that. Man-made did that. They did that with tractors and stuff like that there, because you can separate it. Now you can separate Jerusalem from Africa. So most of our people think we come from Africa, but if you know your history, you read your books, you know that in 65 AD, when we ran from the prosecution of the Romans. See, if you go read Luke, I think it's 21 or 24. You go read Luke, you will see where I was reading Luke last night. You see where the Lord told us that this was happening, that we was going to have to run to the mountains, and the mountain was the west coast of Africa. So we've been over there for that long. Yes, we migrated. I seen the guy he's talking, but people don't understand. You are the seed of the Father. The Most High told us not to sleep with them Africans or whatever, but we did anyway. But you're the seeds of the Father. So then when God come back, it's gonna be some white people that you're gonna be part of the 12 tribes of Israel. It's gonna be some black people. They're gonna be heathen. So it's not about color, it's about nationality, it's about bloodline. So what they do is they have distorted our mind, so we don't know who is who. But you got to try the spirit by the spirit. But God gonna be the ultimate. He gonna pick. God said we are like peacocks. You know what I'm saying? We're a different shade. We're like a peacock bird with different shades of brown, so different colors. So you gonna think you're gonna be red in heaven with a white man, and he gonna look white, but he gonna have a nationality. His father gonna be black. So that's why when you go to court, they said 99.9% you are the father. See, but they have come in and told you that it's not of the father or the mother, and the mother don't carry the seed. So we get a study. I look at the Breakfast Club. They saying that the apes are gay. They say they show studies where they show apes are gay, but guess what? They tried to make us think that we came from monkeys, but we didn't. They came from that caveman family, because guess what? They know it, because all the movies you ever seen about caveman, you don't see no black man in it. It's them. They are red and hairy all over. If you shave a monkey, he pink. He look like them. You shave that monkey hair for him, he pink. The Bible describes hairy, red and hairy all over. They are more connected to the monkey than anybody. But they try to make you think you're a monkey. But guess what? You ain't no monkey. You were born from the dust of the ground. God made you. You go read Genesis, from the dust of the ground. You never come from no monkey. They taught you that. I remember in school they were teaching us that we came from monkey when I was taking biology. And you can see they had the different stages of the monkeys going up. But it wasn't us. It was them. They come from the Caucasus Mountain of Russia, Georgia. They lived in the cave. They slept with the dead. They didn't know how to bury themselves. That's why you had the so-called, they call them Moors. But Moor only mean black. It's not a religion, it's not a nationality, it's not a person. It's just mean black. They called them Moor because they were dark-skinned people, and they were Hebrew Israelites. So we have been so far gone because they try to keep us divided, all the different religions. See, but anyway, going back to what I was saying, that the government try to make you think they're a UFO. Why do you think they make these movies about Independence Day? You know, Will Smith, we make all these Scientologists movies because they know the truth. So they make the movie like Independence Day. You guys see the movie back in the day. We were coming up called Invasion of the Aliens. The aliens are you. When they make these movies about space movies, they talking about you. They're using you as an example. I want you to go to Ezekiel 1 and 4. I'm going to Ezekiel 1 and 4. These are the aliens. It's God's angels coming back. Then the chariot, they come checking up on. Do y'all remember the story when they should? You done seen Moses. Everybody done showed Moses. You done seen where they say there's a pillar of cloud by night, and you seen the cloud we had fire in there. Then was the angels watching over God. Them was the chariots. Them was the angels. Then you see a pillar of cloud by day. Them was the angels. There was angels watching over us in the chariots. See, but they don't want to tell you that. This is Ezekiel 1 and 4. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, and a fire infused itself, and a brightness was about it, and out of the midst of, as the color of amber, out of the midst of the fire, there was chariots. And also and then I'm gonna tell you how you know they were. I'm gonna tell you, describe the angels that they seen in there. Also, out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures. And this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Everyone had 4 faces. Everyone had 4 wings, and their feet were straight feet, and the soles of the feet were like the soles of a calf foot, and their sparkle like the color of bronze or varnished brass. The same way you go to they was brown. These was brown people. These are the angels. So anytime you got a person say, I dreamed, they seen an angel, if he can't describe that angel as being a brown angel, it's not true. White thing they call angel cape. They got to make him look like he's white, or white angel cape, but then when they demonize us and say it's a black devil cape. I'm just reading you, these are chariots. These are not UFOs, folks. These are chariots, God visitor. And that's why I'm with Ezekiel, go to 16. Ezekiel 1:16. Check this out. Now, don't this sound like this? I just described the other UFO. Now, check this out. In 16, the appearance of a wheel. Just imagine a wheel. And their work was like unto the color of beryl. Beryl's like green. And the 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Just think, you got Ezekiel. It was a wheel. And it was you ever seen like the circle? Then they got another wheel like spinning. You ever seen the end game with the Avengers? When that thing came down, it was like a wheel. It was spinning, but it was another wheel in the middle. That wheel wasn't moving. This is what he's describing. See, it's all in the Bible, but they don't want you to know that UFOs are in the Bible. It's just point blank. But they are them angels coming down because the time is getting near. The time is getting close for us to be ready to be lifted up when God come in and pick up his people. The slave used to sing a song called Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, Come On to Carry Me Home. Where do you think they got that from? It was passed on down. And then guess what? We don't sing songs like that anymore because they done distorted us from when slavery came. So they took all our stuff out of us. That's why they brought us over here naked. We was out of our clothes, everything. They made us be them. Cut our beard off, cut our hair off. So they made us look like we were just regular old smooth-faced, soft people. But the Bible describes us as a certain kind of people. Go to Ezekiel 19. And when the living creature went, the wheel went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheel were lifted up. Them chariots that came down. Elijah was tucking up in the chariot. These are God's angels come back checking on his people. They see this. They got photographs of they say it's moving so fast they can't see it, but that's how they was moving. This is inside the Bible, but they won't teach you this inside the Bible. Ezekiel 21. Ezekiel chapter 1, and I read 4, 16, 19. Now I'm reading 21. And when those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood, and when these were lifted up from the earth, the wheel was lifted up over against them. For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheel. The wheel spinning, but the people sitting in there not moving. You done seen Star Trek when they hauling still, but they still sitting still. That's the wheel. That's the chariot moving, but it moves so fast. Whoo, 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 but the people still sitting there. Ezekiel describing what he's seen in the chariot. This is what it is. They understand that we do not. We do not read the Bible. We do not. All we do is do foolery. Look at our people, man. If you don't love your people, you don't sympathize with them. You don't understand. Go to Psalms 104. Psalms 104. Psalms 104. Psalms 104:3. Who left the beam of his chair or his chamber in the water? Who maketh the cloud his chariots? who walketh upon the wing of the wind. The chariots. He maketh the chariots, the cloud, his chariot. That is what he's riding on. He called that the chariot. But they know what it is, but you don't. You don't understand what's going on. When it said upon the wings of the wind it moving through the air. The chariot, they've been knowing this so while. They ain't just not seen these. It's coming out now where they got to tell you because people waking up and understand what it is. Ain't no such thing. They call you aliens. They call you scrolls or all this stuff. They call you trolls. They call you trolls. These different things they describing you, but you don't understand they're describing you. You are the alien. You are the one in independent. You are the one in Independence Day. That's you. That's God's church coming down with flame of fire around it. And it comes out and the chariot came. You see Independence Day? Them the angels. Them the chariots coming. They know this is what's going to happen. But they're trying to get you to make you think that it's monster. It's not monster. You are the aliens they're talking about. You are the aliens they're talking about. They're talking about you. And I described the angels. The angels are brown. There's no such thing as a white angel. The angels are made of bronze. Bronze is a different shade of brown. I got a penny. You got a penny. Penny is bronze. They done tried to they got new pennies out now because we were using them for example. They bring out new pennies. The old penny is the bronze penny. This us and you read Revelation 1:14, what he said is as it been burnt in the furnace. You take anything and burn it in the furnace, it's black. Jesus was so black, it's like he been burnt in the furnace. He had a beard and all, red fire eyes. His voice was as many waters. And so when you talk to a Christian, they say, why you so voiceless? Why you so loud? Jesus was not a homosexual. Jesus was not a sissy. Jesus was not a feminine man. When you speak to black men, what they say, why are you being aggressive? Why are you being loud? Because guess what? That's what they want you to denounce your masculinity. Because we talk with deep voices. We talk with passion. God talk with passion. And they know that. So they try to make you think that you is something wrong with you because you got a loud voice. Jesus talked with multitudes of water. You done seen a wave come down. Let a tsunami come and see what happened. People say it sounds like a train when they got them tornadoes coming and all that. They can't describe it. They just say a train because it's a roaring voice. But they try to make you feminine by saying you talk. That's why I try to teach people. When you talk with a voice. Don't dumb it down your voice. Talk loud for they're going to say. Nobody should be saying huh to you. No, somebody should be saying what you say. Talk loud. Respectfully. Don't hold back what you try to be for you can make them comfortable. They don't hold back what they try to do to make you comfortable. Go to Psalm 68:17. Psalm 68:17. Psalm 68:17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them as in Sinai. In the holy place. Remember I told you about Mount Sinai with Moses when they took it, they said it was a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of cloud by night. God said them 1,000, 20,000, even 1,000 angels. These are angels in these chariots that are watching over his people. But you're not his people if you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandment. Christian got you thinking that you can be do anything and God will love you. God said, I hate a sinner and I hate sin. But Christians think you say that God hates the sin and not the sinner. That is a bold-faced lie. You have laws. And even in a regular society, you got laws to get you. Do them police treat you like they love you, even though you sin? They treat you just like you're a sinner. They do you the same way. There's no difference in how they treat you and how God gonna treat you when you say that you love God and you don't. I abide by the law, Mr. Officer. No, you don't. And bank you up across your head. Well, I abide by the law, Jesus. No, you don't. Depart from me. I know you not. You're not even trying to keep the law. You eating crab, shrimp, and you're dying. I see people walking up and down the street, no legs, pushing wheelchairs because they had to get their leg cut off because they're diabetic. But guess what? Our people tell you that the women are most definitely getting the affecting crap because they stink. They smell like it down at the bottom. They piss. They smell like it because they eat so many crabs and shrimps and stuff like that. There. Now you go read Isaiah, like I told you. God said instead of sweet smell, they stench. You got women even saying women are stench. They stink because of what they eat. You ever heard that saying? You are what you eat. If you eat crabs, you know crabs stink. Guess what you're gonna smell like? Crabs. You're gonna smell stink in your body. It's gonna come out your pores. Just like if a man drink all day long, wake up in the morning drinking strong drink, when he sweat, he smell like liquor. The same way a woman eat crabs, she stink. And then you got the women now say they don't want to bathe them twice a week or 3 times. What is the hell is going on with black folks, people? We dying and nobody care. And nobody care about us. And then when you get a man like me who speak the truth, you look down on me. But guess what? I'm going to get the laugh because when that chariot come and they say swing low, sweet chariot, come on the chariot, I'm going to be on that chariot. And guess what, God? It's a scripture. I got to find it. Where God said, we're going to be up there. We're going to see them people. Guess what? They're going to look at us and say, they tried to tell me. He tried to tell me. You're going to recognize me. And you're going to say, he tried to tell me. Because you're going to be left here when Russia, China, Korea dropped the bombs on the United States of America. You wonder why all these people migrate here? Not because it's a great city. They migrate here because God got it all planned. So when everybody come to the United States of America, he going to bomb it. It's coming. You got to start reading this Bible. You got to start getting off them phones, getting off these old wicked shows, and y'all should be talking about the Most High, what's going to happen to you. Young people think they got all their life, but guess what? God killing all the young people, old people living. Old people living 80, 90, 100 years old. Young people died at 16, 17, 18, 23 every day on the news. Look at Chicago. Look at Baltimore. Look at Memphis. Look at Atlanta. God killing all the young folk because they're hard-headed and don't want to listen. When you got people like me trying to explain them the way of life, because we done been there. We seen them. We know what's going on. They gonna die. God said 2/3 of the Hebrew Israelites got to die. And guess what? Every day you see part of that 2/3 dying. Go to Isaiah 66:15. Isaiah 66:15. Isaiah 66:15. No, yeah, 6:15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariot like a whirlwind, to win his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flame of fire. By fire and by his sword, the Lord will plead with all flesh, and slain of the Lord shall be men. God gonna kill these niggas. I call you a nigga because guess what? In the Bible, they call you nigga. God gonna slay these niggas out here who are wicked. And most of them are the young people that are being killed right now. Because God said, I'm coming back with a chariot with fire. That's that nuclear bomb that's going to be dropped on the United States of America because everybody's trying to get here because this is where the judgment is going to take place. God coming, he's going to destroy this place. He's going to destroy these wicked people. He's going to destroy a lot of our young, they dying now. They're dying by the sword now. The sword is the modern day gun. They killing them. Our young people don't want to listen. They're hard-headed. They think they know everything. But guess what? God coming back on that chariot, and they're going to be wishing they would have listened to a guy like me. Because he come back and say, I read this to you. For behold, the Lord will come with fire. Fire is that nuclear bomb that's coming, that's going to drop and kill everybody, or go kill not everybody on the land, but a lot of people going to get killed. Everybody ain't dying. God said everybody ain't going to be dead when he comes. Everybody think you're going to be dead. It's going to be people still alive when the Most High come. He's going to be people still alive when the Most High come. There'll be some living people still here when he drop that bomb. And by fire and by the sword, the Lord will plead with all flesh, and slain of the Lord shall be. God going to kill a lot of people. He got to purify the land. Y'all wicked niggas ain't going to heaven. You can't have y'all wicked niggas in heaven. These wicked nations in heaven. Because guess what? If you don't obey the law, come out, you're going to be called a Gentile. Gentile is people who learn other custom. It's going to be So I'm trying to warn people before ahead of time. I read this Bible. I study. I monitor people. I'm a watchman for the Most High. I see what's going on in the world. God gave me. I asked for this when I was 19 and 20. I kept asking him, praying, wisdom, knowledge, understanding. He gave it to me when I was 50. I'm 57, and I've been spreading this word ever since because he gave it, and he started to give it to me. It's hard. You ever heard, I think it's in Ezekiel when he said, take the scroll. It should go down sweet, but come out bitter. The word is sweet, but it come out bitter when I got to tell my people because nobody listening. You dying. You see you dying, right? You see your friends dying. You go in the funerals. And these young people are dying faster than the older people, but they don't want to listen. These chariots that you see is the Most High. You done seen the Terminator. You done seen Connor. Sarah Connor having a dream. And she's like in a park. And you see the nuclear bomb go off, and you see her eye socket wasting away in her eyes. That they telling you what time it is. That's what's gonna be happening. You're gonna be just like when Moses, just like when Noah. You're gonna be marrying and partying. All this stuff gonna be going on at the same time. You're gonna be doing all the jigger jab. You're gonna do everything. It's gonna happen right then while you just out in the park at a club in the wrong place. It's just gonna happen. Bam. Go to Zechariah 5. Zechariah 5. Zechariah. Zechariah 5 and 1. Then I turned and lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying rood. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying rood, the length of 20 cubits, breadth to be 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse. A rule is when you pull that thing out and you're reading it. This said unto me, this is the curse that go forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off on this side, according to it. Everyone that is sweareth shall be cut off on this side, according to it. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts. I shall enter into the house of thee, and into the house of him that swears falsely by my name, false preaching. It shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof, and the stone thereof. Then the angel that talked with me went forth and said unto me, lift up thy eyes and see what is this great, and see what is this go forth. This is he given the judgment. This is the rule. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is the curse. Go read Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 16. Look at all them curses. All them curses fit us, the black people. It said your eyes shall be evil toward your brother. Why you think we killing each other? He said the women's eyes should be evil toward their husband, and evil toward their children. Why you think the women are doing their husbands like the way they doing? Saving money on the side, not knowing, got $20,000 bank. You done took this man money, saving it instead of putting it in the household. You leaving your kid. You got women that are going to clubs, stripping all night long, let their baby stay in the house. 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You got women going to clubs, leaving their baby in the car, and the baby dying because they're in the car, they're in the club getting high, trying to make money. They are choosing the wrong men. They are sleeping with men because of what they look like, because of what they drive. They don't want a man who got a 9 to 5, because that man with 9 to 5 gonna treat them good. But that man who got all them options, you're gonna be number 15, 16. So you just doing anything. So this is what God is talking about. The man is waking up in the morning, drinking from morning to night. He's on the street, not doing that. They're the ones that the women want. God has got laws. Everybody got laws. If you don't have a law, you are lawless. You have to have commandments in your house. Guess what? If you don't have laws, guess what, man? You take away all the law, your house will look like a doggone dump because there's no law. We have to have laws and statutes and commandments. You have to set an example. You have to be an example. They can't see no flaw in you. They got to see that you're a righteous man. Because they can't say, well, he's doing something, teaching another. That's the false prophets. Go to Daniel 7 and 9. Daniel 7 and 9. And I beheld till the throne was cast down. And I did listen now. I beheld till the throne was cast down. And the Ancient of Days did sit. The Ancient of Days is God, who garments was white as snow. And the hair on his head was like pure wool. That's a black man. The garment they had on was an all-white garment that came to the foot. And the garment, if you know, when he said, I could just touch the hem of your garment. You remember Jesus, because you see what Jesus had on when the lady said, who had the issue of blood, I could just touch the hem of the garment. His garment is what you call, he got on his garment. He gets what he got on that garment. He got his fringes on that garment. He got his fringes on that garment. See that? Look at that? See that? He got his fringes on the garment because that'll help you, remind you to stay righteous. He had his fringes on that garment. Check this out. This is describing God now. Guess what he had on? Guess what? The Ancient of Days is God. No end and no beginning, Alpha and Omega. Now check this out. His throne was like the flaming or a fiery flame, and his wheel as a burning fire. They describe God sitting on his throne. He's in a chariot. But you will never understand it because the church won't let you get that far. They want to stand Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. They tell you that the Old Testament done with. I want to say this last thing. If they tell you that, and the next time you got one of them Christian pastors tell you, and you got these Christian people tell you that the law done with, tell them to stop tithing, because the tithing, they get that from the Old Testament, which he was talking about the fruit, your first crop. But guess what? In your first animal, guess what they're doing? Now they told you it's money. It was never about money. But I want you to tell the pastor to get rid of that tithing. Then I want you another thing to tell the pastor: take down the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments were given to us in Exodus. Exodus. Go to Exodus and you get the 10 Commandments. Or Deuteronomy, Leviticus. It was given to you in Mount Sinai. Tell them to take that down. They don't believe in the Old Testament, but they told you a lie so long you believe the lie. I want you to get a book that you love to read. Start in the front of the book. Don't read the back of the book. Start in the back of the book. Don't read the front. Go get if you're a reader, you love to read, go get a book. Start in the back of the book. Start in the back of the book. And truly you get an understanding out of that book. See, when they tell you not to read the Old Testament is the front of the book. How can you get any kind of understanding if you don't read the front of the book? Wake up, people. Wake up. Shalom, my people. Shalom, I love you.